Okay, so salute to everyone out there. Hopefully your weekend went well, just like mine. John McCain has passed away. Good. He was a devil. And to brothers who drink whiskey, have you guys tried Jack Daniel's honey? What a great, smooth, rich taste. And not only that it's a great taste, it was invented by a black man by the name of Nathan Nearest Green. He was known to be a master distiller, okay? And he created Jack Daniels. Look him up. So that's another reason why you should give that drink a try. So without any further ado, let's get into it.
New tonight, a woman on her way home from the doctor's randomly stabbed right in the neck. The horrific scene playing out today. Officers seen here chasing and shooting that suspect.
And tonight, the 58-year-old woman speaking only to 13 Action News telling us her attacker wound up in the hospital bed right next to her. And
reporter Gina Lazar right now is live there near that scene at Spring Mountain and Rainbow. Gina.
Yeah, guys, the scene that stretched nearly a quarter mile earlier took police more than 10 hours to investigate, mainly trying to figure out why this man would randomly attack two women.
Robin Woodfin was trying to catch a bus home from her doctor's appointment Friday afternoon, but wound up getting attacked instead.
Next thing I know, I got maybe a quarter of a block to the bus, and I felt an arm around my neck and something going in my throat.
The 58-year-old says she noticed some commotion happening near the Rainbow and Spring Mountain bus stop.
So I thought that the bus was broke down.
But really, police say the man in the black hoodie seen in this cell phone video just got done stabbing another woman on an RTC bus. And Robin was his second victim.
He just kept on. Whatever it was, I don't know what it was, but he just kept jugging and jugging. And
7 stab wounds later, Robin was able to escape.
I'm in shock, but I'm glad to be alive.
Police tried to use non-lethal bullets to take down the suspect who nearly killed 2 ladies. But ultimately, an officer had to fire a real gun to stop him.
God damn, fool.
Once Robin made it to the ER to recover from her stab wounds, she was shocked to learn her attacker was laying next to her.
He was in the bed next to me. I couldn't believe that.
Robin hopes the suspect receives maximum punishment.
He's crazy as hell.
Robin tells me the other victim from today's attack was also laying near her and the suspect. And Robin says the other woman became so upset and started crying, asking hospital staff why he was near them. So ultimately, they did end up moving the suspect, according to Robin. We do have a call into UMC to clarify that, but have not heard back yet. Reporting live tonight, Gina Lazar, 13 Action News.
What I find even more interesting about this story than this woman being stabbed in the neck 7 times is that they haven't released the photo of this white guy who did this, who committed this crime, this heinous act. He's been covered. His identity has not been shown yet. You know who else identity haven't been shown yet? The first woman who was attacked, who was stabbed with a knife. Now, this woman, she's saying, hey, I was stabbed 7 times. It was like he was trying to cut my neck off. And it took this woman being stabbed 7 times to snap out of it. In this day and age, you got to be quick on your feet. Your head has to be on a swivel at all times. These nutcase white boys that is going around stabbing black men and women in the neck with knives behind their backs. I do believe these white boys are on some type of drug. You have a lot of nut job white boys taking certain type of drugs that makes them feel like the Hawk. After he stabbed his second victim, he took off running. Police shot him with beanbags. Couldn't stop him. Couldn't stop him. The average white boy would have dropped on the first beanbag. He's on something. He's doped up. They got all, talk about the purge, but they got all type of different drugs now. And a lot of this stuff, they're keeping it under wraps. So you have these white boys snorting this cocaine on top of their mental illness, and they're going out and they're choosing to stab black women in the back, in the neck, in the head, wherever they can get her at. It's almost like a ritual. You just had a black female to get stabbed in the neck last month or earlier this month up north. Now you have a new one in Vegas. And if you paid attention to the other woman who picked her up, she didn't even want to be seen on camera. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. You mean to tell me this woman was struck in the neck 7 times by a knife? Either he was moving fast, lightning fast, or she is out of it. She can't defend herself. So therefore, he picked a soft target. You don't see these doped up, nut job white boys running up on buff, infant black men, stabbing them in the neck. They're, the majority of these stabbings are innocent young women and or older black men and black women. These are coward moves. For you to be on a drug and for you to feel like Superman, you feel like Superman, where you get struck with beanbags, unloaded on your back beanbags, and you were so doped up you didn't drop to your knees. But when it was time for you to attack, you attacked the weakest link. A lot of people miss that. The majority of people that looked at the story or is going to look at the story without hearing my commentary didn't think of it like that. But also it goes to show black people that your head need to be on swivel. There is a target on your back. Okay? One day you're here, the next day you're gone. And if you have been paying attention to the news, there is a lot of crime, a uptick of crime when it comes to older people. A lot of older people are being attacked. A older woman, she was 70 or 80 or something like that. You had some guys cut off her power lines, went out back and cut the cords, left her in the dark, ran in, ransacked the house. All 3 of the perpetrators, raped that old lady, took her, stole her car, threw her in the backseat of her car, and dropped her off in another neighborhood. This happened in Memphis. Now, they didn't give the description of the guys who did it. I do believe they were white. And so now what black people are going to have to do, and you could take my advice or leave it, you're going to have to start being very aware of your surroundings. Don't let people stand close to you. Don't sit next to people. If you are sitting down and there is no one sitting next to you, there's no one sitting behind you, you're pretty much in an area where there's a lot of empty chairs and you're sitting there, and someone chooses to sit in your area next to you, whether it's next to you or in front of you, or in back of you, right? Or in back of you, and you have all of these open seats, you get up and move. You need distance. This is where we are at now. Like it or not, you're going to have to add this to another stress on your brain. Mental gymnastics. You're going to have to master it because it will cost you your life if you don't. And so this coward, this nut job white boy, preyed on older women who couldn't defend themselves. No telling what her medical condition is. No telling. I don't know. And I don't want to know. That's her business. Regardless of what her medical condition is, she should be able to ride the bus safely to her destination and back home. Period. Without some racist. And he's racist also, not just a nut job. They didn't even give the identity of the first woman he stabbed. I'm pretty sure she was black also. For all I know, these could be hit jobs. The lack of information that they give out. This lady's talking, but what happened to the other victim and the perpetrator? Where's the victim and the perpetrator? And then they had the nerve to sit this disgusting slime ball, right? Lays him next to the people he stabbed in the same hospital. And it's like, listen, he was shot in the back for stabbing someone. So obviously he's handcuffed to the bed. Okay, so if you have women inside of that hospital, that are in there in emergency care, in the emergency room from stabbed wounds, and you have a guy that is handcuffed to the bed for stabbing those women or two women, even if it wasn't those women, common sense is, why would you put them in the same room? That hospital should be shut down, but hospitals are able to do damn near anything. Why? Because they need them open. It's a lot of malpractices in hospitals, believe it or not. A lot. But they keep it under wraps. A lot of that stuff you have to read LA Times, the New York Times, or the Washington Post, okay? They have that stuff, those type of articles in there all the time, right? So you have black people, especially black women. What a summer for black women. What a summer. I mean, from the Asian stores to being stabbed in the neck, being crept up on, preyed on. They're preying on you. And hopefully you guys are sitting your daughters down, even fathers, sitting your daughters down and teach them something. Because, unfortunately, it could happen to an 8-year-old girl. Sit your children down, show them what's going on, and explain to them what they need to do to stay safe. Women need to carry mace. Hopefully women are carrying mace for protection. This is serious stuff. You're being attacked. This story should have went viral. It didn't. Why? Because they don't want you to know that there is an increase of white violence on black Americans. It's the truth. Right? And then they do a couple of stories where they'll have a little white girl walking a dog and she got the police called on them. And then they'll say, see, look, it happened to them too. It's not a race issue. Which these stories could be fake. Don't believe everything you read. Okay? And you have people who are minding their own business, not bothering anyone being attacked. And they're going to start attacking people who wear headphones. If you wear headphones, earphones, which a lot of people do, because if you're in the city, it's noisy. And I mean, not even in the city. You could be in the country or the suburbs or the mountains. And, you know, you may want a isolated sound. So you got headphones in or earplugs, right? And one of these days, you know, you're going to hear about a story of someone with headphones on didn't see their attacker. You even have stories already in the newspaper where people had headphones on and crossed the train tracks, didn't hear the train, and got ran over. So people need to be more alert nowadays. You know, people see Black Americans as weak people, a weak culture. So when you see people as weak, the vultures from other cultures or even the vultures from your cultures attacks. And that's what they're doing. They see a bunch of weak people, defeated people, and they're attacking. And now you need to come up with a defense to stop it. Put a stop to it. Because now your life depends on it. If you are a female and you have a content creator that you listen to that is a female, you guys should demand that they talk about this. To make aware of other women. Say, hey, can you guys talk about this? Because this is a serious issue. I don't want to be out shopping. I don't want to be out with my family and I'm stabbed in the neck by some psycho, racist, nut job white boy that's obviously on some type of drug. Sherm, heroin, cocaine, speed, crystal, hell, even paint, glue. They sniff it all. You know, and now this one happened in Vegas. And so now you need to take this seriously, because if it becomes a trend, someone you love will fall victim. Whether it's at a train station, whether it's on a bus, whether it's at a concert, whether it's at a gas station, whether it's at a liquor store, or whether it's on your front porch. And hopefully you're done with liquor stores. So you have white men, white supremacist men attacking Black women. Attacking them. Stabbing them in the neck. One white guy peed on a little girl. Peed on her. I got to get to that story. That is disgusting. That story should have went viral. And I just may do that story. I just may caught her hair nappy or something like that and peed on her. Peed on that Black girl. A white older male. The Waffle House massacre. They're saying that he's too insane, too crazy to stand trial. Wow. So these people are getting off murdering you, stabbing you. They're getting off. They're stabbing you in your neck and then going on vacation, getting bailed out. Dalen Roof getting Burger King before he goes to jail. You got to stop walking around these streets, driving around like you don't have a care in the world when you are in the belly of the beast. It's time to wake up. It's time to raise your IQ. It's time to understand that there is a war out there. There are people out there that want to harm you, right? And you need to protect yourself. You need to say, okay, I need to take the necessary steps to protect myself. Okay, I'm a female. I need mace. Okay, I need to make sure my phone is fully charged all the time. Okay, I need to be aware of my surroundings. I need to remember the streets I'm on just in case I get lost. Maybe call someone and let them know that, hey, I'll call you back at 5. If I don't call you back at 5, it may be a problem. So you're going to have to figure out ways and create ways to get with people that you can trust to keep your ass alive. That's where we are today. And it's sad that it happened to these women. This lady, she's like, he's a nut job. He's just sawing away. Like, man, like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm out of it. She might have been on medication. I don't know. I'm not going to just say, okay, well, she just didn't care. No, she went to the hospital. She just may been on medication, out of it, maybe coming off a long days of work and was tired and on medication. Things happen. However, unfortunately, you're going to have to make coffee your friend. You're going to have to make maybe an energy drink your friend. You're going to have to, maybe make stretching more often your friend. Drinking more water your friend. It is on out here, and it's time for Black Americans to start taking life more serious. It's on out here. You are the choice of target. Hey, it is what it is with me, Hey. But if this happens again, is this a crisis? Would 3 times be a crisis? This shouldn't even have happened one time. And when it happened one time, you have to be aware of your surroundings, period. Listen, demand your space, your distance. I remember when I was growing up, I used to always hear older people say, back up, give me 50 feet. Back up, give me 50 feet. Now, as I have gotten older, I understand what they were saying. I need my space. You understand? I may want to stretch. I may want to stretch out my arms. I may want to yawn. I may want to have a conversation on the low. So hopefully people will look at stories like this, especially Black people, look at stories like this and learn from it and say, listen, man, I do not want that to happen to me or anyone I care about, especially not my little child. It's very dangerous right now. And it's time for people to, put down the tea and get serious. I'm out. Peace.